A time when Naughty Dog made good games. A Mario ripoff that's pretty damn good. A platformer for the ages. I'm your host, Pariah.
And I'm your host, Lava Axe.
And this is Card Composer. Tell them what today's cards are, Axe.
Today we're going to be covering Naughty Dog's best series, Crash Bandicoot.
I will not argue with that. I honestly, consistently, a fantastic series.
Yeah, pretty great.
Before they sold it.
Yeah, the first three are good, and then the remasters of the first three is good.
Yeah.
And the fourth one is okay.
I never played it.
Very hard.
I heard.
For no reason, and not fun hard.
Last time we started with you, this time we'll start with me. My first card is Dingodile, Glass Cannon. A red, a hybrid blue-red, and a hybrid red-green. For a legendary dog crocodile. Rare. He's a 6/2, and at the beginning of your upkeep, put a shield counter on Dingodile. Whenever Dingodile attacks, remove all counters from it. Alright, thoughts on the card?
This card's very strong. 3 for a 6/2 that only has upside?
No, downside, remove all counters from it. It loses a shield counter.
Right, that it puts on it itself. So
yeah, it loses.
You could just be paying 3 for a 6/2, which is not terrible.
Yeah.
But it's also, I mean, this card's pretty strong.
Yeah, for a legendary, I like him. Yeah, it's not like you could buff this guy ridiculously, so. Because when he attacks, you remove all counters. He's not going to get any more powerful than 6 power. And he doesn't have trample.
Yeah, that's true. No trample. I like he's got his unique mana costs that are usually present.
Yeah, because it's like, you could cast him for triple red, because he's always, he's all about that fire, baby. And then red-blue, he's kind of got Izzet, because that, I don't know, a flamethrower feels like a very Izzet kind of deal. And then green, because he's a science experiment.
Yeah, I mean, he's a mutated animal, right?
Yeah,
no, I get that. No, you got the weird cost, but I don't think the colors are a problem.
Yeah.
This time.
I actually looked up all of the Dingodile boss fights, and pretty sure every single one, his whole thing consists of, I've got a shield around me until I attack a certain number of times, and then the shield goes away.
Yeah.
Leaving him ripe for damage.
I mean, that's a lot of the Crash fights anyway. They're like, survive this long enough to be able to hit me, and then survive it long enough to hit me, and then, you hit his tank a few times, and he's like, oh, God, I like your image. I like that you did a Dingodile card.
Oh, yeah, it's just like, I like a nice combination creature. It's pretty cool.
I like Dingodile, as you'll see.
All right, on to the next card.
All right. My first card is also Dingodile.
What an image that is.
Dingodile, Pyro Crocodilus.
Pyro Crocodilus.
He's 2 colorless, a red and a green, for a legendary creature, Dog Crocodile.
All right.
And he's 5/5. Rare.
Honestly, I'm wondering why you didn't why didn't we do Crocodile Dog? Is there like a purposeful order, or do they put the shortest ones first?
I did it. He's Dingodile, so he's a dog crocodile.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I don't know if it actually matters. I don't know what order they would go in.
I feel like they would put the longest last, just because it has more of a ring instead of
that makes
crocodile sense. Dog crocodile.
It kind of rolls off the tongue a little easier.
Yeah.
So we have the same image and everything. Obviously unplanned because we just saw the cards, but I do like it. So, his ability. Whenever Dingodile attacks, you may pay X and a red. If you do, he deals X damage to target creature defending player controls. Mm-hmm. His fire. Whenever Dingodile is dealt damage, put a fuse counter on it. At the beginning of the end step, if Dingodile has 3 or 4 fuse counters on it, destroy it.
No fucking way. It's just like one of my other cards also uses fuse counters.
Oh, what a coincidence.
That is a crazy coincidence.
So yeah, it's kind of like every time you hit him, because he usually dies in 3 hits, and you hit him, the tank gets a little weaker, and then at the end, the tank explodes.
Yeah, you thrashed me, mate. Did I have him enter with 3 shield counters, or just 1?
Nah, you just said during your upkeep you get a shield counter.
Oh, damn.
So he could, in theory, have a bunch of shield counters, but when he attacks, he loses all of them.
Yeah, my original design, I was like, he enters with 3 shield counters. I like his whole fight in the original. It just had, or I'm thinking 2. He wasn't in 1, was he?
I don't think so. I think he debuted in the second one.
Yeah, his whole fight has like a rhythm to it. He does the fire thing, and then as they're hitting the ground, makes like a beat as he's firing in the air.
Oh, his first appearance was warped. He didn't start until the 3rd one.
What?
He was not in the second one, apparently.
That's what? No. What? Who the hell are the bosses for the second game? I swear to God he was in the
Pull
second.
this out so we don't look stupid, and I will look it up.
Last of Us 1 kinda sucked. Not gonna lie, the gameplay sucked. The story was cool, that was alright, but the gameplay sucked. Nobody liked it. I would never play that game again. You know why? Because the gameplay sucks. Nobody likes that game. If they say they like that game, then they are lying. I can't believe he's not in the... I feel like I'm in a Mandela universe right now. The game I grew up with, he was a boss in the second game. You finish, I don't know, the second or the third Rome, you rise up, and then you fight Dingodile. I don't even remember how the bosses in Warped worked.
To see, you get all the crystals, and then you just fight a boss. So you go to the
Oh,
next
that's right.
warp room.
It goes into the center already. Wow,
But,
that's...
I mean, it's crash bosses anyway. You know, you beat the boss, and there's like no fanfare, no one gives a shit, and it just moves on. Like it's generally so inconsequential, except in the third one where you get like a secret move.
Oh yeah, I do love the
like
super
the super
move.
spin and the double jump and everything. I mean, double jump's obviously the best one.
I like the super spin.
Super spin's nice. That's true. I mean,
But
yeah,
double jump...
you can use a super spin to hover. So if you have that with the jump, then you can just because it's like. So yeah, that's fine. It's hard to tell since the images are literally we picked the same picture.
Oh yeah, well, it was the only one that was easy to get.
I just wanted the one of the older one. I didn't want the new design where he's fat as shit.
Oh yeah, I guess it's because I don't live in Australia. That doesn't like speak Australian to me. But neither well, he's a dingo and a croc. I guess yeah, those live in Australia. I
Yeah.
assume.
I just figure every horrible.
Oh, I know
animal in the
dingoes
world-
live in Australia.
Yeah, they got crocodiles and stuff. So yeah, he just kind of burns something when he attacks, and he dies if he gets hit 3 times or once if it's big enough. I mean, he doesn't have any counters or anything.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, all right, on to the next card. My next card is TNT Crate. A red for an artifact. Uncommon. TNT Crate enters with 3 fuse counters. At the beginning of your end step, remove a fuse counter from TNT Crate. When the last fuse counter is removed, TNT Crate deals 1 to each creature and each player. 1 damage, that is.
Ah, I assumed. I like this card. It could even do more damage. I wouldn't hate it, but I understand it's an artifact, so you're doing 1 damage, and it is 1 damage to everything, which is quite nice.
The real thing is, it's like if you got like anything with 2 toughness, you just be like, all right, I'm chilling. All my creatures have 2 toughness. Especially if you're running against a weenie deck, the other player might be like, shit, man, I can't cast all my 1/1s because they're just going to fucking die in 2 turns.
I like it. If I had to make a suggestion, it would just be that you should tap to activate it, because they don't just go off on their own. Got to be like bumped into or jumped on or something like that.
Yeah, but the reason I didn't do that was because I couldn't figure out a way to tap to act. I don't know how I would even word tap to go through that entire 3-paragraph thing.
And that's isn't to completely change the card, because I do like the card. You could always give it vanishing counters, and when it leaves play, it does something.
Oh, that's
and
true.
maybe tap to do that or something like that. I mean, the fuse counters are obviously more
Flavorful.
a lot more flavor there because it's exploding. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, there's probably some crazy way that would be a wall of text that neither one of us would want to do. I mean, my Dingodile would have done more as well when he explodes, but the text was getting too long, and I was like,
yeah,
fine.
it's like the reason I couldn't put a trigger on this was because it's like, yeah, how do I do a trigger that literally triggers that entire 3 paragraphs of text and consistently moves the 3 counters off? If I could have just done a trigger that did the second thing, it would have been fine, but I don't know if it would consistently activate among the 3 turns. Because you can't stop the counter. You can't stop the time. I also kind of wanted to do a Nitro Crate. That would have been black-green.
Green because it's nitro and green colored?
Yeah.
That figures.
Whenever a creature attacks, destroy it. And sacrifice a nitro container.
There's probably a card like that does something similar to that, I would imagine. I mean, there's like no, it's not when it attacks. It's like whenever a non-black creature enters the battlefield, sacrifices enchantment, destroy it. Seal of Doom? Something like that?
See, yeah, it sounds like one of the seals.
No, the seal, it's like Grave something. I can't remember. I used to run it.
Grave Pact?
Grave Peril, that's what it was. Grave Peril.
Shit. I feel like I remember that.
Yeah.
It's probably been a while, though.
I used to run it because I like it, but now that you can black can just kill anything indiscriminately. There's no reason to, if you're playing against a black deck that doesn't do anything. Back in the old days where you're running Terror, Dark Banishing, and you pretty much can't destroy black creatures or artifact creatures very easily at all, unless you're paying a huge cost, like sacrificing your own creatures or something. I like the TNT Crate. Like I said, I wouldn't hate it if it dealt more than 1 damage, but you're doing 1 damage to everything, so I get that.
The best I can do flavor-wise is it's like, oh, We're all right here, next to this TNT crate. Oh, it exploded. Ouch. All right, on to the last card.
All right, the last card is the Aku Aku mask. It's a green and a white sorcery.
Sorcery.
It didn't used to be, but it got changed to be a sorcery. If target creature has at least 2 shield, and the way it's worded is to work. It's worded backwards, but that's how it works in Magic.
Okay.
If target creature has at least 2 shield counters, that creature gains indestructible, hexproof, trample, and death touch until end of turn. Otherwise, put a shield counter on that creature.
Okay. I see it. All right. Very flavorful. Every fiber of my being wants this to be one of those artifact creature equipments.
Oh, so he could be a creature on his own?
He is a creature on his own.
Oh, well.
But he's also an equipment.
Yeah, no, that's true. But as a creature, he'd also be, what, a god?
Yeah, why not? Or elemental.
Yeah, it could have been something fancy like that.
God,
but
I don't know.
really, I was just trying to find a way where if you get something 3 times, it makes you incredibly strong. And it has the benefit where it's a shield counter, so you could throw this on your Dingo Dial and he would be really strong after a couple upkeeps.
Unless he attacked.
Well, those aren't counters. He just gets that until end of turn. So he would
that's right. Never mind.
He would lose the counters, but he would have hexproof and trample, indestructible, and death touch.
Oh, yeah, the trample would be nice.
And then you fall in a hole and it didn't matter.
Oh, just like Mario.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I have the star. Oh, I fell in a hole.
Gravity. Next time on Crash Bandicoot Episode 2, Uka Uka, and
Green and Black mask.
And then
it does the same thing.
Nitro Crate and Tiny.
Tiny?
I wanted to make Tiny.
I'm making Fake Crash.
You making what?
Fake Crash.
What the heck is that?
The Crash Imposter guy. They make like a fake Crash. He's real stupid looking, has big eyebrows and stuff. He's like evil Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, you're talking about the one from the Wrath of Cortex, right?
Yeah, he's in a few games. He's
the guy with the metal hand?
No, there's a fake Crash Bandicoot that they make. And he just doesn't. He's just an imposter Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, wow.
He's like big and stupid. You can drive him in CTR. He's pretty fun. See? This is what he looks like.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He's an idiot.
Oh my god. Oh, no.
Yeah. He's in the background of Warped. He just doesn't really do anything.
There's no fucking way this guy's in Warped. What?
You're not a fan of Fake Crash.
Thanks, I hate it. Well, that's our show for today. Questions, comments, concerns?
Recommendations?
Let us know at P.O. Box below this video. And tell us which card you think was best in show. Tell me, Axe, which card do you think was best in show?
I like my Dingo Dial. That's my favorite card of the show. He gets hit a lot, and then his thing explodes. Just like the game, he's got his flamethrower, and he deals flamethrower damage when he attacks, much like a lot of the dragons do in Magic the Gathering. I think the flavor is top-notch.
Well, I have to say, I also really liked a card with fuse counters. And I gotta go with my TNT crate. Got any hints for next week's episode, Axe?
Look, Pry, you ask me every week to do the hints, and I'm busy. Why don't you just do it this time?
I can't. I'm busy applying aloe to my skin because it's feeling a little burny.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, it feels like my skin has been shredded by a bunch of belt sanders.